everyone, welcome back to alkaline hydroxide 784, and today for the TDBTP we will be doing physics paper 3. So yeah, let's get this done quickly because well, I don't want to dilly-dally for too long. Anyways, so I I heard like in Reddit there's this list of topics that wasn't really covered in physics paper 2 and I saw a lot. So yeah, do study those topics more or like not really study because you would have done it by now. More of you focus on those topics more, I guess, but at the same time don't forget the topics that were covered in paper 2 because they could be linked with these topics, or like a question could have multiple topics covered in it. And in physics paper 3, you're very likely to get a question about like a real life context or something like that. Like I remember for our A level we got this question about some light bulbs or something, and then we had to calculate which method was more efficient and give our view on it. So in this scenario, it's not really just about doing the physics itself, doing the calculations, but also on what we consider like our own opinion in a way. Um, like not really opinion, but your own judgment of of that question in the sense. So be prepared to do that. Like don't worry too much about giving the wrong opinion or something like that, because that wouldn't be wrong. It's just that you need to make sure that whatever you provide is so-called like factual evidence. So just make sure that whatever calculation you do is correct, and then use that to say, okay, this is what I support. I feel like this method is better. Of course, you don't need to write a whole GP essay on that because you don't have time for that. Yeah, so the main thing is don't get, oh no, like, don't get what should I say, flustered by these questions. I don't know why I was searching for that word. Why? Okay, anyways, don't get flustered by such questions, and just do them confidently. As long as you do the physics part of it correct, you should be fine. Yeah, that's the first thing. Then the second thing is for the other questions. Since as you saw, a lot of topics weren't exactly covered in paper 2, it's very likely that explanations will be tested for these topics, not just calculation stuff, like explanation or definition, that kind of stuff. So once again, go and do your last minute memorization of the definitions that you didn't get yet. Especially if it's something like quantum physics, which has a lot of definitions and also explanations, like the explanation on why the certain observations that you get from the experiment. I forgot the name of the experiment, but you know what I'm talking about, the one with the gold foil. Yeah, that one. And also the explanations for the difference between classical and quantum physics. So yeah, things like that. Yeah, it's very thundery outside. uh yeah. Anyways, so things like that are quite important. Do take note of it. And of course, the day before the exam, you might be thinking about your paper 2, like all the mistakes you did there or whatever. But honestly, don't think about it. Don't think too much about the mistakes. Maybe if there's something that you can learn from it, then think about that. Like think of how you can avoid tree. So like for example, if you feel like you didn't have enough time to finish the paper in paper 2, then think about it and be like, okay, what did I do that wasted too much of my time? Because usually it's because you spend too much of your time on one particular question. So if it's something like that, then try not to do that in paper 3. If you realize that there's one question that you might potentially take too much time to do, then leave it to the end so that you have the luxury of time to do it at the end. And like think of strategies based on what you remember from your performance in paper 2. Of course, this is really speculation because you do not know how exactly you performed. You only can tell based on what you remember doing in the paper or what you think is correct or wrong in the sense. So at the end of the day, don't overthink it. Like don't be depressed over paper 2 or something. I don't know. Yeah, like don't be depressed over all of that. like think of what you can do, what things you can do to make your situation better, how to get more marks, how to make your mistakes less obvious, like in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, focus, like think about that, and also prepare all of your stationery. If you forgot something the last time, make sure to not forget it again. If you want your GC, you can bring it along, but I don't think you really need it. You don't really need your GC for physics or chem. You only need it for maths. I'm not even kidding you. I only used my GC in maths because it was so terrible that, I mean, like the state of it was so terrible by that time that it was literally offing in the middle of the paper. So yeah, I don't know. Uh, but anyways, I mean, I still took the risk of using it. So yeah, sometimes risks do pay off. I didn't have to buy a new GC. Maybe I had to buy one next semester because I might need it for a university exam. Oh no. Okay, anyways, that's not important. Uh, yeah, so you just bring all your stuff, like make sure to pack it. Like after 7 o'clock, you can, relax, realize that, hey, I've finished like this many papers already. Like, feel proud about finishing so many papers, and you know working hard till now, and make yourself feel optimistic about the paper. Like that really helps, I guess. Make yourself feel happy, calm, and feel excited for the end of the month, I guess. Sometimes that may motivate you in a way, but it depends. If you don't feel motivated by that, then don't do that. If you instead feel distracted or something, yeah. But if you do feel motivated by that, you can try it. Anyways, uh, what else? Yeah, so I mean, it's the same stuff as I told in the paper too, how to deal with definitions, explanations, and calculations. Of course, be careful about careless mistakes, because that is one of the easiest ways to lose marks in physics. By making careless mistakes, of course. It's not just about writing it down, it's about typing the right number in the calculator. So if you're the kind of person who likes to type really fast without even looking at the calculator, be a bit more careful about it in case you realize that you've been making a lot of careless mistakes due to that. So just make sure you type the numbers correctly and equations correctly. If you're really confident on your calculator skills, then I'm not gonna stop you from typing really fast and putting everything into one big fraction and hoping that everything will be correct. But yeah, it's up to you to figure out how to make sure that you minimize careless mistakes on your calculator. Just experiment with your hands and see what kind of mistakes you tend to do and avoid it, in a sense. Uh yeah, and then other careless mistakes on the paper, like plus minus signs, please do remember that, especially if it's something about work done or something like that, you might need to worry about the plus and minus. And also for gravitational field, yeah, that one will also require some minus negative signs in terms of some of the values, like for example the potential and things like that. You know what I'm talking about. And yeah, just remember, just calm down. If there's anything you feel like you still haven't gotten into your head, just spend some time looking at that, and then if you still cannot get it, then just leave it. Don't overdo it, don't overthink it, because you will end up forgetting your other information if you try to focus too much on one thing. It can happen sometimes. So yeah, just look through your notes one last time if you need to, if you do have notes that you can actually look through in a day. If you don't, then just look through the stuff that you want to look through. And yeah, feel confident, do the paper confidently, you'll be fine. Don't worry. I i have faith in all of you. Good luck for your paper. And yeah, and yeah, please do appreciate all the things that has finished so far, and all the things that will be coming up in the next 2 weeks. And do appreciate everything after all of your papers are done. So yeah, good luck for your exams once again. With that, I would like to say thank you and bye.